Welcome to Apply 16. If you have not saved the file yet, save it in your OneDrive and put your initials at the end of it. Display the ruler because you will need it in this lesson. Step 4 says to type your name and today's date in the header area, so let's go ahead and do that. Double click at the top and type your name and date. Then close the header and footer area. So step 5 tells us we're going to use these steps below, and it's going to enter. You're going to end up with a table that looks like what you would see in your textbook if you have that open. Step 6 says to click anywhere in the table and use the Draw Table tool to draw a vertical line to split the current column into two columns of equal length. So I'm going to click in the table. I'm going to click Layout. I'm going to come over here where it says Draw Table. I'm going to click that. Then I'm going to come over and I'm just going to draw a line straight down. The instructions tell us to have equal width columns. So with this table still selected, I'm going to come up here to this where it says Distribute Columns, and it says distribute the width of the selected columns equally between them. So when I click that button, you'll see that the line that you drew, no matter where you drew it, it's going to have them centered. And so you can see that the width is 1.32 of this column, and this column, they're both 1.32. So we've done that. Step 7 says to use the eraser tool to merge the top two cells in the left column into one. So click on the eraser tool. I'm just going to click this line right here. You can see that it erased it. Step 8 says select what are now the second and third cells in the left column and merge them. So I'm going to highlight those two cells. I'm going to click Merge Cells. Step 9 says select what are now the bottom two cells in the left column and merge them. So I'm going to select those two cells, merge them. Step 10. Now step 10 is a little bit tricky. It says to draw a new row across the bottom of the table, size 0.5 high. So I'm going to click the Draw Table. And sometimes it's easier if you zoom in. And we are going to try and draw a line below that. And when you do that, you should see that I did mine right where my height is 0.5, and I have a new row down below that. If you didn't get yours the first try, you might want to click the undo button and keep trying until you get it. But you need that row down below it. Step 11 says use the insert to insert a new column along the left side of the table. So I'm going to click Insert Left. Then it says to merge all those cells. So I'm going to click Merge Cells. And adjust its width to 0.5. So right now it's 1.3. Oops, undo what I just did. This column needs to be selected by itself, and we're going to change this to 0.5. Step 12 says to drag the table move handle to move the entire table so it top aligns with the top of the second body paragraph and its left edge aligns to the left margin. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it up to where it's right even with the first 15 minutes of each class, and that's where it should be. It's also aligned left right here. Step 13, insert a new row across the top of the table. So I'm going to click Insert Above. You see I have a new row. And we need to merge all the cells in that new row. So I'm going to click Merge Cells. This row should be 0.5 high, which is what it is. Step 14, drag the sizing handle to resize the table so it's about 4 inches wide by 4 inches high. So you can see up here, I'm going to zoom back to where it's at 100%. You can see you have your ruler up here, and we want to drag this down to where it's about 4 inches by 4 inches. Doesn't have to be exact, and we may have to make some adjustments later, but should be approximately 4 inches by 4 inches. And then step 15 says to enter the text as shown below. So we're going to do that. Go ahead and do that. Look at your textbook, schedule, January 8th, January 15th, January 22, step aerobics, Pilates, spinning, yoga, kickboxing, free weights, space is limited. Please sign up as soon as possible. And then in this column it will be work out with D-A-V-I-D, workout with David. So all of that should be typed in. So 15A says to set the font size of the header row and the dates to 20 points and center align them horizontally and vertically. So we're going to go up here and select schedule, change it to 20 points, go back here and align text horizontally and vertically. We're going to do the same thing with the date. All the dates, select them, change them to 20 points, align vertically and horizontally. That's 15A. 15B says set the font size of the class names to 18 points and align bottom left. So we'll select all these classes, change them to 18 point, and up here align bottom left. 15C says set the font size in the bottom row to 14 and center align. So we're going to click this space is limited and make it 14 point. Center align. (15D) set the text direction for the left column to run from bottom to top. So let's select this text. We're going to, on the text direction, we're going to click that to change it to go from bottom to top. Set the font size to 28 points. 28 point. And center it horizontally and vertically. Some of yours may not have fit. Sometimes if the table is not big enough, some of your stuff may look weird. So if it doesn't look right, we're going to just go ahead and you can resize it. It does not have to be, the words don't have to be exactly like this. Like right now you see my workout with David is not on one line, so I would need to drag that down a little bit to where it does fit. So your table should look something like this. We're now on step 16. change the font of the first 3 lines to 16-point Calibri light bold and center them horizontally. So I'm going to select those 3 lines, Calibri light, 16-point, make it bold, and center it. Step 17 says to add 18 points of space after the 3rd line. Well, the 3rd line is personal trainer David Fairmont, so click right at the end of that. Open up your paragraph dialog box, and in the spacing where it says after, change that to 18 point and click OK. Step 18 says check and correct the spelling and grammar and save the changes. So let's click right before Workout with David. Let's click on Review, click Spelling and Grammar. And if you spelled something wrong, it would come up here. You can see that I spelled it all correctly, so then click OK. And we're done. Congratulations, you've completed Apply 16.